Good morning, good morning, good morning, and happy Thursday. Oh yeah, they call it Friday Eve. And I tell you, this month is flying, man. This is March 30th. It's almost April, y'all. Got one more day tomorrow, the 31st. But oh my goodness, happy Thursday. Now it is it's cold out here this morning. It's 49 degrees. Now to me it doesn't really feel that cold, but I wrapped up real good. I even made sure I put my hair under here because I went to the hairdresser yesterday. I don't want my do messed up. I still got it wrapped up under here. And you know, yesterday, yeah, I went to the hairdresser, and you know, when we go to the beauty parlor, I know we used to call it beauty parlor. You know, we ladies talk just like the guys in the barbershop. And we were talking about, you know, the things that have been happening lately, especially this latest shooting in Nashville. Yet another school shooting, children being killed. And it's always so sad. And you know, we were talking about the fact, we got into talking about, you know, every time these things come up, they say that it's caused mostly by people that have mental illnesses. And we come to find out that this latest shooting, the shooter was under care and was going to get treatment for her mental illness. But as we were discussing in the beauty parlor yesterday, you know, really when it comes down to it, it comes down to the choices that people make. Now, don't get me wrong. I know mental illness is real. Mental illness is real. And you know, let me tell you, my gem nugget for today is the struggle is real, but we have the victory. The struggle, especially with mental illness, is real. I know it's real. You know, I'm a retired school guidance counselor, and for over 23 years, I saw it. I dealt with it. I worked with it. You know what? But you know what? I used to tell my students, those I knew that were special ed and had IEPs and on medication, I said, never use this disability as a crutch or excuse to do wrong, because it really comes down to choice. Oh, somebody don't believe me, because I know it's true. You know, I used to have to put some of my kids on a behavior plan. They were having some behavior issues, and I would put them on a behavior plan. And they had to choose if they were going to do the right thing in order to receive rewards. And I tell you, most of the time that worked. So I know, and I knew that it was a choice. When it really comes down to it, it is a choice. And the story today, and let me say something first about this publication called The Daily Bread. I just think it's just an anointed publication, because, you know, when we go over these stories and passages that they include, you know, they write these things a year and maybe over a year in advance. Our Daily Bread. If you don't have one, you need to get one. We have them at our church, thanks to one of our members. She makes sure we have our daily breads, and we got plenty of them. But you need to get one, because if you read daily, and what amazes me, because the passages that they come up with is relative to that particular time. Now, I know they wrote this over a year ago. And the title today is To Do or Not to Do. And Paul is telling you about the struggle in doing good. But it really comes down to a choice. Now, when you read the passage, it sounds like a puzzle. when you read it. And I'm gonna read it, and I'm gonna add a verse that I think they should have added, and that is going to be the main point of my gem nugget today. So now don't go away from, don't go nowhere, because I'm gonna read it, but it's gonna sound like a puzzle. I do not understand what I do, for what I want to do, I do not do, but what I hate, I do. And if I do what I do not want to do, I agree that the law is good. Although I do what I want to do, the law is still good. The law is still correct. As it is no longer I myself who do it, but it is sin living in me. Here we go. For I know that good itself does not dwell in me. That is in my sinful nature. For I have the desire to do what is good, but I cannot carry it out. For I do not do the good I want to do, but the evil I do not want to do, this I keep on doing. Now, if I do what I do not want to do, it is no longer I who do it, but it is sin living in me that does it. I mean, you know, like I said, you pretty much understand the gist, and you hear Paul's struggle in doing good, you know. But the verse, the 21st verse that they left out, then it says, and this is in the King James Version, I find in a law that when I would do good, evil is present with me. Now, yeah, the struggle is real. You know, have you seen those cartoons where you got the one little angel sitting on one shoulder and the devil sitting on the other shoulder, and one is telling you what to do and the other one is telling you, and it's a struggle. And even if you don't have, quote, mental illness, it's still a struggle. So it still comes down to a choice. Now, here in the United States, I know other countries are looking at us and just shaking their heads. Well, they have just as much mental illness as we do. But the difference is you don't give those people access that you know are unstable, which is pretty much all of us. Because Pastor said when it comes down to it, all of us are crazy. You don't give them access to a weapon that could hurt others or hurt themselves. That's just common sense. We have to pray that our country gets some common sense and deal with that. But my Sunday school teacher said, he said, you know what? You better not say what you will do and what you won't do unless it's the will of God. That's a verse in the Bible that tells you that. Because all of us are liable. And like my pastor said, all of us are crazy. We all could be, they could be reading about us in the paper. You know, or reading about we dead or we shot up somebody. Y'all know it's true. If something hits you the wrong way, and hurt people hurt. If something hits you the wrong way, you may do something. But by the grace of God, we have the victory to overcome. You know, I love this story that was in here today. The author was saying that when he was a kid, they went to this museum and they had this decommissioned World War II tank. And there were signs around the tank. You know, don't get on the tank. It could be a danger climbing on the vehicle. And when nobody was looking, you know, they just ignored that. Because what it said, the temptation to have fun outweighed their desire to follow the rules. The rules are there, but it comes down to our choices. Because they go ahead and say there's a heart of childish rebellion lurking within all of us. And then let me read this closing statement here. As believers in Jesus, we may puzzle, this wind is blowing my page, we may puzzle over our struggle with sin, but too often we depend solely on our own strength to do what's right. One day when this life is over, we'll be truly dead to sinful impulses. Until then, however, we can rely on the power of the one whose death and resurrection won the victory over sin. That is the answer. We have to, I put on my story, let's get ready to rumble. This is a fight. The struggle is real, but you have a choice. You even have a choice to overcome it. That reminds me, we're getting ready to have what is called, we're not calling it Vacation Bible School for our young people. We're calling it the Summer Boot Camp, because we're going to talk about those weapons of our warfare that are not carnal, but they are mighty through God, through the pulling down of strongholds. We've already planned. It's going to be a 3-day. One day, one of the weapons is prayer. One of the weapons is the word. And one of the weapons is praise. I'm looking forward to that. But that's not only for the children. It's for all of us, because the struggle is real. But we have the victory. We can't use that thing for mental illness always as a crutch. Oh, I ain't scared of y'all. But I'm telling you, that is the answer. Through Jesus Christ, we have our weapons of warfare. We're going to arm our children this summer in that boot camp. But we all need to arm ourselves with. And I just like Joyce Meyer said in her book, the battlefield starts in the mind. The battlefield of the mind. Yes, the struggle is real, but we have the victory. We have the means to learn what to do and how to make the right choices. We have to make the choice ourselves to do right. And Jesus is obligated to show us how to do it, because Matthew 5:6 says, "Blessed are they who hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled." Jesus is obligated. I love what my Sunday school teacher used to say. He's obligated to show you the right way. He's not going to operate you like a robot. That's why he gave us choice. But you have to have the hunger. You have to want to do right. The choice is yours. Okay, let's not put all this stuff on mental illness. We've got a choice, and the Lord will help us through his power. Oh my gosh, I didn't mean to say all of that, but it was all in my mind. And this lesson right here in our daily bread just confirmed it today on March 30th. Before I get off of here, I got to remind you, Pastor's coming on tonight with Life Study. He's got a word, coming from an event that happened before Jesus went into the city on that first Palm Sunday. I ain't gonna give a whole lot of it away, but I'm even looking forward to it. So y'all tune in to the Gem Nugget. You should have subscribed already to the Gem Nugget so you don't miss it. Get your little notification when it's getting ready to come on. But join him tonight, 7 p.m. Life Study, where we not only study the Word of God, but we apply it to our everyday life. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Bye-bye.